Welcome to Grow Overload. I'm Anthony, and here are some things that I hope happen and I think may happen in the GPU market. AMD has just released the 5700 earlier this month, and Nvidia has their new super lineup and even more coming out soon with a 2080 RTX 2080 Super. But what is really interesting to me about what may happen here in the near future with the GPU market, some things that I hope do happen, but some things I think that they also need to get right in order for it to take off. Now, I do think that AMD does have a great opportunity here to take on Nvidia and finish out their higher end, and I do think that that's going to happen later this year. A little bit more on that in a little bit, but here's where I think that they should actually round out the market. Now, what I would do, I'm going to use AMD as an example here, as we don't really have too much on the Intel side of things, but if Intel wants to jump in on this, I think that that would be great for kind of entering into a market and being right there for where they need to be. Now, I like to see graphics prices come down a little bit, but here's how I kind of see them ending up. I see that we will have like an APU at the low end underneath the $150 range, and that you can slide in, right? We got the Ryzen 5, like I had the 2200G here for $99. And I do expect them to fill that in, where you can do some light gaming and stuff on that on a product like that for a little bit lower price. Then I think that they should come in, Radeon should come in with like a 5500 for 150, then 5500 XT for 200, 5600 for 250, 5600 XT for 300. Then we got the 5700 for 350 and the 5700 XT for 350, and then 5800 for 400 and the 5800 XT for 450. And that's how I kind of see the market. Now, I do expect also a 5900 and a 5900 XT, and you could see the 5900, maybe I would say 500, but then make the 5900 XT your Halo product. I could even see it go upwards of $800. 750 maybe. A nice spot would be 600, but let's say that would be their top Halo product. That'd be great. Now let's say they want to make their new, like a Titan competitor. I could see that above 1,000, and maybe they want to make the 5900 that, or 5900 XT that. You could almost maybe make it a really cool name, something like, that competes with the Titan. So you have your numbers in there. Make the 5900 just slightly better, or you make that the high end one as well. That's just some things going through my mind. But all these products need to be unlocked. I think AMD is going to go make that move. I'm going to enable some of my predictions here while I talk about this, because I think that there's some really great ideas, or just weave them in and out here. But I think that AMD is actually going to make the 5700 unlocked eventually. People are going to get around it, but I think artificially doing it, you were basically on a completely open system on your CPU side, and now you're going to lock down your GPUs. There's disconnection between the two sides here of CPU and GPU. AMD, open it up, let people do what they want. Let's get you in the enthusiast sector a little bit more here. I think people are going to be very happy about it. Intel, that goes for you too. All the same advice goes to Intel. I think Nvidia is not going to really make too many changes right now. I think they're locked in for about the next 12 months before they kind of make the switch to 7 nanometer, and I think that's what they're gearing up for. And they're going to come back hard with, and I think they're waiting for a little bit more ray tracing stuff to take hold, so then when they take the next jump, that ray tracing is going to be there. So those are some things on Nvidia as I weave these in and out here. Now, feature parity. Intel, you have to work on your features. You have to get features with great names that compete Nvidia stuff. Right now, all the time, does AMD have this feature? And a lot of people don't know that AMD does have a lot of features that Nvidia has. And I would even say that their driver's a little bit easier to use, or a lot easier to use, depending upon what you're doing. So they have to go through and fix that. AMD, you had a great job with FreeSync. Great job. But this anti-lag, hopefully that kind of takes off. That's pretty cool technology. But you have to compete on all their naming schemes that NVIDIA is putting a lot of money behind, and you have to do it quickly, otherwise you get pushed behind. Ray tracing, and I've said this in other videos too, I think ray tracing is a feature that NVIDIA already's got a great start on, and they're just marketing the junk out of it. They are pushing this like no other. But AMD and Intel need to combat this. I think that this is early version that's not going to be supported much after the second generation, for the next generation. I think this is really early stuff that is still being ironed out. How exactly we're going to do this and how we're exactly going to be ray tracing to make a game fully ray traced. The next gen is probably going to be different. That's my thoughts on this, and that there's going to be a lot of rework done for architecture wise and everything else for the next generation stuff as it gets ironed out. Nvidia was at the forefront. They were providing super early stuff, try to get you on the bandwagon. And if you're jumped on that bandwagon, great, but I think it's just going to adapt and everything else. Now, from the 5700 on up for AMD, the 5800, 12 gigs of RAM. 5900, 12 or more gigs of RAM. Memory is going to be more and more crucial if you want these people to keep their graphics cards for a while, with more stuff being shoved into VRAM. Yeah, I can see gamers or gaming games actually throwing more into VRAM, so be aware of that. I could even see one other thing I would like to see is maybe even more GPU manufacturers throwing out different items here. You never know when somebody else is going to come along and maybe create a different stack layer chip, a stacked GPU. Now, Intel, AMD, I think maybe the first to do some sort of stacking of the GPU die before Nvidia. But I think Nvidia just got that 9 share right now that's allowing Nvidia to move a little bit more slowly, but still to keep that. They also have a huge lead on overall performance crown as well, so that's where it needs to be. We need to get HDR monitors out. We need to get them good. We need to get them cheaper. We need to get, that great fidelity, that great visual out there. If they're not going to be out there, it's going to be really hard for us to get on board with like ray tracing and everything else if it doesn't look amazing, right? When I want to sit and play a game, I want it to look amazing, realistic. I want it to be there. And if we're just going to be selling, okay monitors, then that kind of defeats the purpose. Some of these TVs now are looking way better and they can't cost $2,000 when I can go buy a TV that's about the same price, bigger, and it does the exact same thing but better. Drivers. Have to make sure that the drivers are good at launch. AMD is known for this, of not getting them right at launch. AMD has to fix that, has to improve upon it. Yes, there's a lot of work in that. AMD wants to get this off, but hopefully over time that this is going to be there and come in. I do think that ASICs are going to be part of the GPU, and then we're going to start adding on ASICs. Now these are just basically little chips, right? Specific compute chips that are just going to do certain operations. You could see ray tracing. You could see other, image sharpening techniques and all this stuff going into ASICs to build that chip up, make it a little bit more, refined, and see how that goes. I do think that I actually see that Intel may actually do like some FPGA stuff on there because they do own Altera and stuff that does that. So I could see them going that route early on to kind of get the leap on Nvidia and AMD. And I do think right now prices are going to be probably a little bit higher than what I would like them. When I went through the prices, those are my ideal price level. I think a lot of people have expressed to me that $500 is kind of what they want to pay for a really good GPU. And if we keep pricing them out at $500 and make $500 the mainstream GPU, that's just not going to fly with a lot of people. Are going to be upset, especially people that want to move their gaming forward. But if you put a $500 that sweet spot for, right there next to the top end and make a Halo product way up there, I think that would be a good compromise as well. So let me know what your thoughts are on this as well. Where would you like to see the GPU market going? Those are some of my thoughts. Those are some of my hints of where I think the GPU market's going, interweave with some of the things I hope happens. And don't forget to leave your comments below, and we'll see. Hopefully this market gets shaken up so we can have some competition like we see on the CPU side. So with that, thank you for watching. Thank you for helping Gray Overload grow, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.